Hey, it's Dr. Rose. I'm a board certified uh, naturopathic doctor and a licensed ecclesiastical holistic practitioner. And thank you for joining me. I know you probably have a million other things that you need to be doing right now. So the fact that you're joining me to learn something about health and wellness is really great. So thank you. And thank you for prioritizing yourself today. That's really awesome. So my videos are never meant to diagnose or treat anything, so if you need help with a diagnosis or treatment, please seek out a qualified wellness or healthcare provider of some sort. But today I wanted to talk about something that I have really loved for a very long time, and that's music. I have enjoyed creating music, playing instruments, listening to music, going to concerts, singing, and those types of things for most of my life. And unfortunately, when life gets busy, things like this get put on the back burner. I'm sure you can relate to that. But I wanted to talk about music today because there are so many healing qualities and great things that we can get from music for ourselves as far as our health. And it seems like something so simple, yet it can be so effective. So first of all, because I work in primarily a mental health practice, of course I see people who come from the outside and want help with non-mental health related things, but because I'm in the midst of this mental health practice all the time, we talk a lot about depression and anxiety and your emotional state, of course. So music can really bring us a lot of joy. And I know during the holiday season, we like to listen to Christmas or holiday music a lot because it kind of helps us to mentally usher in the winter season and the holiday season and all those feelings of like coziness and family and those sorts of things. So music can just really bring us a lot of joy and really enhance our mood a lot. And something that's kind of cool that's come out in the research is that neuroscientists at McGill University noticed that on PET scans or PET scans of people's brains, that when people were listening to music, it released dopamine, which is one of our happiness hormones. So that's really cool. Music can also help us chase away the blues. Some of us listen to the blues to chase away our blues. There is something to that. There are millions of people across the world that suffer with depression, and we see it a lot in our practice, and it's becoming a lot more common with the pandemic lifestyle that we're all living now. A lot of us are a lot more isolated or have been recently. People are losing their jobs, people's lifestyles are changing, you know, you name it. The only certain is change. So German scientists have found mood improving benefits for those who listen to meditative or orchestral music. So that's interesting. They also said that if you like techno music or heavy metal, that can actually worsen depressive symptoms. So while a lot of us like to listen to this music once in a while, if you are feeling depressed, I really recommend to all my clients, whether you're depressed or not, that you try some meditation. And there are so many apps and so many YouTube channels and things like that that play, that will freely stream meditative music or orchestral music or spa type music. And those can be really great for helping with bouts of depression. And I think that doing this every day as a daily ritual can really help to stave off depression, especially if you are prone to seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression, like many of us are in the winter. A little bit of prevention every day will go a long way for you. So what else can music do for us? It can enhance our ability to remember things. So moving a little bit away from the mental health as far as like anxiety and depression into our memory, it can be music, because it's really a part of our lives. You know, like a lot of us, I know when I hear a song on the radio, sometimes I think back and I think, oh, I remember listening to this song in the car and my dad was driving and we were singing, and I remember where we were on the road and where we were going that day. It's really amazing how our brains can make these connections between these memory neurons and help us remember things. So geriatricians, if you know what that is scientists who study our elderly population at the University of California, Irvine, say music awakens dementia patients because it involves many brain areas at once. And that's kind of exciting, right? It activates pathways that remain unaffected by the disease. And what we know about our brains now, if you like neurobiology, we know that our brains are very plastic. And I don't mean like plastic like a milk carton or a milk jug. I mean plastic like we're able to create new connections and new neurons and new pathways and neuronal trees in our brain, so to speak, all the time. And we can even do this in our elderly population that struggles with dementia and memory loss. So this is really, really exciting stuff, and really promising for all of us. So if you like to work out, this is another great reason to use music. If you want to increase or improve your running or jogging or walking times, you can make yourself an inspiring playlist. My friends who run love to do this. They make a playlist in their phone and they listen to their playlist while they run, and it helps keep them motivated and keep them going. Studies in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research say that music matters in people's athletic performance. So if you watched the Olympics this year, earlier during the summer, you may have noticed that many of the Olympic athletes had earbuds in before they would compete in their category or whatever. I'm not a sports person, so excuse my terminology, but I noticed that a lot of them were listening to music right before they would go onto the track or the field or wherever they were competing. And evidently this helped a lot of the athletes. So it's something kind of fun to keep in mind. And the other thing is that I don't love to exercise. I don't know if you're like me. I have to get motivated. You know, I have to motivate myself sometimes. And sometimes just having something to listen to and kind of keep the pace and keep me going really helps me to complete my workout the way that I want to. Because sometimes I'll get tired and I'll just stop when I'm tired. But the music kind of keeps me going to reach my goal. So it really can be very helpful. Something I talk about with my clients who have digestive issues is that we need to be mindful when we're eating. And a lot of people like to just rush when they eat. They put their food, they just toss it down their throat, basically. They're not chewing their food. So it sets us up for poor digestion. It sets us up for poor assimilation. It can set us up for gas, bloating, all kinds of constipation, you know, things like that. So I really encourage people to slow down, and a great way to help us do that is to listen to music while we eat. So you would, instead of like when you're working out and you're listening to something that's fast-paced music, you would want to listen to something that's a little slower paced and more relaxing. So again, maybe a symphony, a slow one, or maybe some like spa or meditation music, or even something that's a little slower paced that has lyrics to it, would be fine. Just anything that kind of helps keep us in that mindful, slow pace and reminds us to just slow down and listen and enjoy. So if you have chronic pain, like I do, music can be really helpful. And I have found this to be true when I remember to do it. And that's part of the key, right? Researchers have found that music reduces pain. And there was a Drexel University study that found that music therapy and pre-recorded music are better than medical treatments for pain in cancer patients. That's amazing. So there were other studies that showed similar effects in intensive care and geriatric patients, like music versus medication for pain, and the music had a better outcome for these people in these studies. That's mind-blowing, right? Like just listening to music. So if you struggle with pain, I really encourage you to try some music, and you might have to experiment a little bit to see what works for you, but definitely give it a try. I mean, the science is showing us that it works. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is sleep. And this is something that I think everybody struggles with at least once in their life. And I know many of my clients and myself struggle with sleep once in a while. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen my most recent post about sleep and some tips that might help you sleep, and some goals you may want to work toward. But something I didn't mention in that was that music can help us with this too. So research suggests that 45 minutes of classical music at bedtime results in significantly better sleep. I have also noticed that meditation with some music in the background can be really beneficial for myself and for some of my clients before drifting off to sleep. The other thing I wanted to mention, since we're talking about sound therapy, is that if you can find some music that is very, very calm and predictable, or even some white noise to use when you are sleeping, if you're being awoken by like traffic or some sort of, people mowing their lawns or construction or something like that, having a little bit of predictable, consistent noise in the background can help you stay asleep longer, because it can block out noises that will be more startling. So that might be something that could be helpful for you as well. So I hope that this information about music was helpful to you in some way. There's so many ways that we can use music to enhance our lives, and I really encourage you to, if you've loved music in the past and it's not something that you've prioritized lately, get out your mobile device, get some streaming music on, and dance and enjoy and eat and relax and be mindful and chase your blues away and get some sleep and all those good things. Enhance your memory, improve your mood. And if there is any topic that you would like me to cover in the future, whether it's a specific condition and how we can provide support for that, if you have some sort of diagnosis or something you're struggling with as far as symptoms go, or if you just like some more general mind, body, spirit support recommendations, just leave me a comment. I would be happy to talk about just about everything, because I love to research and I love to share information, and I love to connect with all of you as well, and hear what's going on in your lives. So especially right now in this day and age, I think it's really important to stay connected. So I hope that you benefited from this in some way. Please like this video. Please leave me a comment. Please share with your friends, and I will see you again soon.